Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. You know who it is. Coming on camera here to give some quick thoughts on what's essentially going down on YouTube as a result of this Logan Paul video where he wandered knowingly into this infamous suicide forest, basically looking for some dead bodies to shoot with his friends so that he could just make some controversial views on YouTube. It's a little edgy, it's a little dark. I'm not here to talk about how wrong Logan Paul was. That's pretty obvious, and him and Jake Paul are absolute morons, and that has been the case since before this video was even made. So, in my opinion, while this video sucks, nothing new is really kind of being learned off of this, at least for me personally. Like, they've already come off to me as the kinds of dudes who would come out with a video like this, so whatever. Just assumptions confirmed, I guess. But my real and deep disappointment over this mostly sits with YouTube right now. And the reason being that this is the product of what I feel as a YouTuber, somebody who's been enjoying YouTube, somebody who's been creating content on YouTube since the mid-2000s, since the earliest days of the platform. One of the biggest problems and inconsistencies with the platform is just that whatever rules are being written for the platform, they are not enforced across the platform, point blank, period. That's it. They're not. They're just not. When a YouTuber is super popular, when a YouTuber is a flagship name on the platform, when a YouTuber is racking up tons and tons and tons of views, when YouTube feels that a certain creator represents the model, represents the brand in whatever way they deem well, it seems like that person can skirt the rules. That person doesn't get whatever rules are being enforced placed upon them as heavily or as in a draconian fashion as many other YouTubers. And it's just a really gross, disgusting, and unfair thing about the platform. I personally have been lucky to, run a channel and have a content style that is not typically all that controversial, not typically under fire or anything. I used to run a joke channel, a meme channel that unfortunately was hit pretty hard by the adpocalypse. But they're actually channels that were far less controversial than mine that were getting hit just as hard, if not harder. News channels, other review channels, from what I've heard from other YouTubers, cooking channels, and other slightly edgy comedy videos. And up until this point, that's mostly hurt my fellow creators. That's mostly hurt the friends that I've made on YouTube and the content creators who I care about. And now it seems like skirting those rules and not enforcing what YouTube has set as the standard for all creators across the board is now finally coming around to bite the platform itself in the ass, because this cannot look very good for advertisers. For you to have one of your biggest creators coming out with a piece of content like this, also from what I've read, that content going under manual review and then passing manual review, and then on top of all of that, for that video to be placed on the very obviously curated trending section, and for it to sit there for hours, like, what is wrong with YouTube? I just don't get why the rules were not enforced here. There's really no excuse for not enforcing the rules here. There's no excuse for not enforcing them here. There's no excuse for not enforcing them when YouTube comes out and says to Casey Neistat, hey, you can't monetize for charity any videos about the Las Vegas shooting. However, we are going to run ads on videos about the Las Vegas shooting on Jimmy Kimmel's YouTube channel. Again, it's really about consistent rule enforcement and being transparent with creators about what is and what is not acceptable. To merely come out with a new set of rules about what makes a piece of content advertiser friendly and saying, stay away from controversy, don't do controversial topics, it's not really all that informative. It doesn't really give creators a crystal clear set of guidelines to work from, especially when you have examples like this of what just happened with Logan Paul that clearly, for whatever reason, are the exception to the rule. So how is anybody supposed to follow the rules if the rules are not enforced consistently, and if the rules are kind of vague to begin with? You know, while, yeah, YouTubers can read the rules, they're going to follow the examples of other successful YouTubers. They're going to do what those successful YouTubers are doing. So, I mean, if you don't want more videos like Logan Paul's on the platform because they're too hot for the platform and they're too controversial for the platform, don't put them on the trending page. Don't encourage millions of viewers to see those videos. Because if you don't want that sort of thing to pervade on the platform, then don't promote it. Don't put it out there, because if you do, you're going to have tons of other YouTubers going out to that very same spot and vlogging from there because they saw Logan Paul do it. So, because they want to be successful too, and they want views too, and they want to rise up the YouTube ranks as well. So, you know, while YouTube's rules have not always been the best, sometimes they're a little too stringent. Sometimes I feel like they're kind of jumping the gun. Sometimes I feel like they're kind of missing out on an opportunity. Like, for example, the content on YouTube that is edgier, there's most likely going to be advertisers out there that want to reach such audiences. So create a section on YouTube where that kind of content can flourish, separate it from the more PG content, allow advertisers to be into a pool where they can access and advertise on pieces of content and to viewers who are like 18 plus or something like that. That's a huge opportunity for YouTube. However, they're totally missing out on that in favor of just enforcing really selectively these incredibly ridiculous rules. So at the end of the day, I understand that some content is more advertiser friendly than others, and I'm not even really bitter about the rules themselves. It's just that they're not enforced consistently. There's clearly a class of YouTuber, and that class is always shifting depending on who's popular. There's always a class of YouTuber who, for whatever reason, those rules don't really apply. And now that it's really coming around to bite the platform, that practice, that long ongoing practice, YouTube really needs to sit down and reconsider how they treat creators and how they treat the rules and how they communicate the rules to creators if they want creators to succeed, if they want the platform to succeed, and if they want to avoid social fallouts like this in the future. So there you go. Those are my thoughts. The rules could be better, but number one priority should be enforcing them consistently, or else stuff like this is going to continue to happen. And yeah, sure, PewDiePie may make the platform look bad, saying racial slurs in the middle of a live stream. I get that. That's totally true, and that's fair. That's a fair comment. That's a fair critique. But I feel like YouTube makes the platform look even worse when content like this is uploaded to it. They manually review it and approve it, and then they throw it on the trending page. Makes it look even worse. So, all right, thanks, guys. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Click on that or click on the link to subscribe to the channel over here. Logan Paul is trash. That's obvious. Love you, love you, love you. Fantano, forever.